Hello everybody, this is going to be my first YouTube video back in a while, playing Catacomb Kids. I've actually got a plan for today, and it's a suggestion from a friend of mine. I've already got this all set up, so we're going to go in with this preset. Gives us a lot of health, gives us hungry, and not too many bad traits that basically make it harder for me to play. I was also thinking about giving them a dagger. So, probably go with this. Just so that we don't have hates daggers. Having daggers isn't that important. It's just good. So, we'll go with this. It's a bit unlucky that we have 2 intelligence for what we're going here. That's pretty good. So the goal here is broadly enough just to... Okay, guess it didn't. Just one moment there. So the goal for this run basically is to just get a lot of magic despite playing a non-magic based character. There's a few ways we can do that, but the way we're gonna do it, it's a little bit more
Get over here.
unique, I would say.
Worthless. Worthless.
Get over here.
Worthless.
I see you.
Just gonna eat these real quick.
Worthless.
I see you.
Worthless.
Oh my, I'm gonna die here. Ooh, pretty lucky, pretty lucky. Gonna eat like every one of these. That should be enough. Ouch. Long jacket. It's the worst thing in the world, but I don't care that much. There's a lot more grumbles than I was expecting.
Get over here.
Worthless.
I don't know why I moved up there at all.
Worthless.
Get over here.
Okay, be health. Okay, that's not health. Let's hope we can find a mushroom soon. Perfect. Might is a good one to know. We're actually gonna learn Chain Lightning from this one, despite not being able to cast it just right this second. Good jacket is very good, hence the mammoth. I'm gonna skip this orb here so that we actually have 2 points for the next one. Just eat this to recycle our food queue, which is at that bar. That's normally above the food, like the mouth-looking symbol with the blood over it, which is actually the buff we got for eating 5 grumbles. It's a butcher, and it reduces healing from other sources and gives you more healing, basically. 1 healing whenever you eat something that has meat on it. So that includes a lot of things like bats, rats, grumbles, you know, all the stuff you could think of. Fish. Just moving all this down here so that I can
Gimme gauze.
so that I can hurt myself and waste another might potion. It's fine though. Using resources is not a big deal. if you didn't know how this trick worked, might actually reduces damage by a fixed rate, and it rounds it down, so poison dealing 1 damage gets rounded down to 0 damage. It's a very potent and helpful thing, especially if you can kill Grumbles before they start drinking all of their potions. It's very helpful. So this campfire being here is really good. It makes the process of soup making in this game very, very convenient and, you know, a lot easier. And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be making some soups that are a bit bugged in the game right now. Drinking water removes all the meal things that you actually have in your food queue at the moment. So I'm just removing that because I am going to cook this skull, which this is a bug, just putting that out there, to make some bland skeleton soup. It's basically just one extra little bone meal, if you want to think of it, that I can get. So, eating skeletons does damage to you, but that's fine for me right now. I'm just gonna alternate between this stuff and not take all that much damage, if any. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. We'll at least be able to figure out what this amulet does, which is really good for us. Just nice in general. I do wish we could just get up here, but rather than having to wait for the elevator, because we do have hungry. I don't really want to wait for all this. Okay, here. A nuisance. Should have just dealt with that the first time, but it's fine. Not super worried about it. The build that I'm going to do, if you do end up wanting to try it out, I would recommend that if you're playing for the first time, or this is some of the first Catacomb Kids content that you've seen, that this isn't necessarily the first time, like the first thing that you try, but it is a potent strategy, and if it looks like something that would work for you, it might work really good for you. So, Bone Meal reduces your maximum HP permanently by 1. However, it gives you +1 magic, as you actually see that I have right here. So we were at 3 there, and I'm gonna keep consuming these bones. This is a strategy invented by another YouTuber and Twitch streamer called Scaltra. We talk pretty frequently, and they came up with this idea themselves, and I'm just showcasing it here. It's not my idea, but I will leave a link to their YouTube channel and their Twitch channel so that you can be notified whenever they're streaming or whenever a video of theirs goes up. They are a food wizard in this game, and it's incredibly impressive. So we're actually going to see the meal take its effect here. So I'll, as you see right there, get +1 magic. However, I'm going to
Score!
lose that permanent max HP. I'm going to go down a little bit of max HP. Okay, wow, the amulets on this floor were not my favorite ones. We've got Force and Void. Both aren't particularly what I'm looking for. Maybe an Amulet of Alchemy, life-saving, Fortune. There's a lot that are good, just these aren't the ones for me, personally. So once again, just to reiterate, we're just doing this a few times to get a bunch of magic, but we are reducing our permanent max HP for now. But if you remember, we actually couldn't cast Chain Lightning at the beginning of this, but now it's okay, and after this meal, it'll be stable, even. And this also nets us a lot of Energized Stars, which have the ability to basically just let you cast for free. Instead of taking energy, they end up taking the energy stars at the bottom there, so those are also incredibly useful. Alright. So, all of that. Ooh, light isn't the worst. If we could realize a light amulet, that would be pretty good. Realize light amulet with any light source kind of gives you a lot of defense temporarily. It's pretty helpful. You know, you end up having basically kind of like a one-shot protection. It's not quite like that, but it's like a one-hit protection. That's a better way to put it. We're just gonna figure out what this amulet is here, being very impatient. I'll just wait. There we go. We knew what it was, but I just want the game to remember for me. Alright, well, that should be enough for this floor. We're really hoping for a magical combat so that we can get a spell called Cure, because Overloaded Cure allows us to get those blue hit points really easily. The spell is called Vital Boost, and it makes it super reliable to get the temporary or blue hit points that you see right next to my red ones, right next to the heart in the bottom left-hand corner. It's not permanent HP, but since we have reduced permanent HP, it helps us out a lot. Ooh. So Fortune is one of those ones that we were talking about earlier that are pretty good. Okay. The Crimson Potion is mana. Because we've seen its effects there. Just gonna leave that there. So, see how just next to magic, or what I'm hovering next to now is luck, int, speed, strength. I have 4 circles. This is actually because I didn't level up with the first orb, and instead pressed whatever it is, the respective button on your controller or your keyboard, whatever the back button is. On PS4 controller, it's going to be circle. On Xbox, it's going to be B, and then on keyboard, it should be X. You can back out of leveling up, and you can choose to do 2 level ups at once. So, the bully has 2 rotating stats. The first orb will always be defense, and the second orb will always be magic, and then so on and so forth, and it'll keep rotating like that. So we're going to get 2 points of magic here. I'm going to go in 8 power, because it's what I like to go. Overload for that overload cure that we were talking about earlier. Now obviously there is some RNG at play here. We can't, you know, control everything, but we can make things more consistent. There's a lot of crusher traps on this level. Also going to teleport, because teleport is a good spell, allows you to get into nooks and crannies that you wouldn't be able to get into normally without another useful tool like blink, breakthrough, portal. Just helps you get around real easy. Real efficient like. Well, that was not the smartest of me. Definitely should have used my eyes before I threw that. I'm gonna take a look at this guy's stick. Yeah. Even though that gives us less intelligence, which affects your temporary hit points, we'll find more daggers. There are more blue slimes or ogos around. that we will be able to find eventually, and they normally have daggers. They can also wield larger axes and also crushers and other large hammers. Colossal size weapons. Excellent breastplate of winter. I think could be pretty good for us actually. What do we got? Good jacket. Let's see what our stats feel like after that. That's pretty good. I do like a good old bully with defense. Ooh, spiked shoes with gossamer. I think I will take those actually. So what actually happened back here, in case you were wondering, these are one tile roll jumps and stuff. You can do them weird ways and stuff. It's just a thing that's in the game right now. You just hit two buttons at the same time. So there's actually a tech that was developed by Good Spirit, who was another Catacomb Kid streamer. I will also put their information in the description. I think it was by accident initially, but it's created some tech to be able to get into the Grumble workshop, which if I see, I will demonstrate myself. Oops. Oh, Grumble encampment. It's possibly another bone mail. And a chance for Warm and Fizzy. Warm and Fizzy could be a few things.
Get over here!
Probably should have taunted first, but it's fine. It's not the end of the world.
Cha-ching!
I know a lot of people hate that sound, that's for sure. I am one of them. So now that we have that overload cure, we're actually, by the way, super lucky. We're actually able to get those temporary hit points whenever we want by using one overload or charge star. And we have an amulet, right? Yeah, we got fortune. And we get those blue hit points based on the amount of intelligence we have, which right now is 3. So, not very many, but we work with what we got. This could be a moment to show off one of the better combinations in the game. There's a boon in the magic tree called multicasting, and it allows you to do some very unique things with magic. And it allows you to cast 2 spells into a combo spell as one. And it will often do something unique rather than casting just both spells at the same time.
Get over here!
Our friend there just got a little destroyed. We'll use this key.
Worthless.
That was very close to being pretty bad. I don't normally recommend or do myself even taunting skeletons because they, when they get hasted from your taunt, they get very fast and become more prone to damage. See, and this is another reason that we take teleport right here. We're gonna actually take this slime with us. Because it allows you to get a lot of these things over here. Will be a good example. So inside there, that's actually a blessing. I can see the outline of it, but we have Boots of Gossamer, so these traps won't activate. But I need something like teleport to get in. We'll take this fancy chest. What do we get? Infernal Venomous Broadsword. If I was playing Wanderer, I would love that right now. Oh, there's 2 blessings on this floor. That is incredibly... Oh, never mind. That's just the 1 blessing from there. Venomous Blessing is pretty good. It really helps you... Oh, that's Fire Blessing. Whoops. I'm a little dumb. No real excuse for that. Just looked at it wrong.
Worthless. Worthless. Worthless.
Alright, so now I'm gonna go intelligence, but you could go luck or defense or, you know, something else here. I'm gonna go intelligence to increase my temporary HP threshold.
Give me power.
And Blessing of Fire. Ooh, I'm gonna drop this Potion of Might. Gosh dang it. Please don't boil all the way out. That would make me a little bit sad. I'll eat these guys here. Oh, it's all gonna leak out. That sucks. Might as well just drink it now. That effect only, you know, lasts temporarily. It's not the end of the world. Normally, I don't like to go this spell combo because I think it is very, very strong. Some people are okay with that. It's not the way I like to play that much. Ooh, we could use that bottle. There was water on this level, right? No, there's just lava. And it wasn't over anything essential, so that's pretty unlucky for us. All things considered, I can't really get any soup going. I don't think I can get another meal going. But that's fine. We have lots of magic right now. We have a lot more magic than we started the game with, that's for sure. And we have a ton of energy stars, so... Not worried there. Another spell that I think is a really good pickup for... this kind of build in particular is Air Dash, because on Bully it's really good, and you know, get a lot of mobility, a lot of damage. You have a lot of mana, so you don't really need to worry about running out of it very much. It's pretty free. You get to do it a lot, you get to jump around a lot, and it feels good. You get to zoom in and out of enemy attention and stuff. It also is a good, as I said, maneuverability option, helps you maneuver through traps. There are times where you want maneuverability, times like in the Catacomb, which is the zone just after these initial catacombs. Yeah. Okay, that's real unlucky. I had my fire blessing activate because I would have got lit on fire there. See, these are the blue slimes, or the ogos that I was talking about earlier, who can basically just feed us daggers. So these magical torches mark the presence of a reaper. If something dies and is left in this... Skeletons having a bad day. If something dies and then is left in the presence of this room for, wow, this is becoming very awkward, an extended period of time like that, the Reaper will spawn. Man, everything just died.
Not now.
missed my hit there. You can really only deal damage to him with some form of a magic attack when he's ethereal like this. But he does have a chance to drop one of the two of his spells and a guaranteed Reaper weapon. This is his patented, as I put it, line attack. It has high chance to rend limbs, and it is pretty annoying. He only does this in his second phase, which you instantly get him to when you take him out of his zone, or when you do enough damage to him in his zone. So, we ended up beating the Reaper there, with a bit of luck and a bit of skill. There is a ridiculous amount of stuff down here.
Cha-ching!
I really like Orbis Malus. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Basically, it turns objects into that kind of dark bolt that he got when he absorbed the shield that was around us when we were in combat. It'll be a little bit more obvious when I do it. I think it's a very strong and potent thing for the tank. The Soul Piercer is an interesting weapon. It normally gives you a lot of stats. I'm not going to take it because I don't really want to deal with the other thing that it does, which is instantly vaporize corpses. I want plenty of Grumble corpses around because I want to, get bone meals and get more magic, because that's the entire point of this run. But it will also, if you're not killing things a lot and fast enough for it, it will give you weakness, which does 2 damage to you and makes you do less damage. Oops. Didn't look at any of the stat stuff for that. Okay, so 1 magic, 1... Oh, that's fine. Surely that's fine. Here's the orb here, skeleton here. You don't need to fight everything in the game. So we're gonna get the next here. That does not mean for a second that I'm not gonna fight this guy, but you don't need to. Okay, I didn't expect this guy to be here. Ooh, that was really lucky. So, because we have an excellent Breastplate of Winter, every once in a while it will freeze enemies around me, and that's actually what happened to those bats there. Oh, come on. That's very unfortunate. The higher your luck, which we have 4, which is pretty good, the higher chance it has to do stuff like that, which is very good and also happens to be pretty convenient for times like that when I was surrounded by a bunch of enemies. So I'm going to learn Magic Blast from this. This is the bread and butter of this kind of build for us. We're kind of looking to do lots of damage with our magic, and having lots of magic affects the damage of this spell. So it's kind of like a perfect fit for us. We're also looking for another spell called Flame Wave, which is in this book right here. Oh, there was 2 blessings in this floor. It's pretty funny. So we're going to avoid this circumstance by using teleport. Oh my, I see what's happening here. So, as much as might is good, we're gonna use it there. I shouldn't have done that in hindsight. But, you know, you live and you learn. There he goes. I really like Blessing of Fire because I am truly atrocious at the Anticropolis stage of the game. So we're just going to take this with us. Kill enemies around the chest to make it fill up. And there's a pipe on this floor here, so even if we don't fill up the chest all the way, I can still do a good job of filling it later. Larger enemies like Grumbles fill it up 2 souls, and smaller enemies fill it up 1 soul, like these bats that we're engaging in. Killing right now. Ooh my. That bat went a little bit crazy on me. Well, that was very smart of me. And I did it again. Okay. Nice. We'll just come over here and kill this fish for a soul as well. Now all I gotta do is use my brain and not forget that this exists, and, you know, everything will be fine there. Well, that's very sad. I wish this couldn't happen, but items will just go through those, so it's a bit unfortunate. It's not the end of the world, but definitely sucks. Innate power also helps us keep our spell charges up, because every time we descend, it gives us 1 in every spell.
Worthless.
Oh my. So he rended off my arm there, meaning that I don't have another one. Obviously, I don't really pocket them very often. But I will either need to find a prosthetic or find a potion of regeneration and get another limb back. We're gonna actually eat this guy and just... Really? Oh, that is useful information that I didn't know. Apparently eating undead warriors also counts as eating bones. That's how you get the stars in the walls, if you were ever wondering. You just attack them, and then if you have Trance or Overload, it will pull it out of the wall and give you +1 to Trance or Overload, whichever one you decided to choose at the time.
Is someone there?
Yes, someone is there. Thank you for asking. There he goes. Well, as much as I'm okay with killing the Reaper, this probably isn't the best time for it, now that I'm missing an arm. Well, this will give us an opportunity to show off what Haste Lightning does. that's really not the best. Obviously, giving your enemy positive effects just hinders you in the fight. But with a couple of casts of Chain Lightning, sorry, not Chain Lightning, Haste Lightning specifically, we take him down pretty easy. So this is the other spell you can get from him. Dark Phase. This is really cramping up our amount of space, but it's a pretty good spell, and I will ultimately take it. Let's use some more of the mechanics of the game to help us with our spell charges, because it seems like we're running low. So I'm going to take this torch with me. Specifically this torch, not the other torch. And I'm going to drain these two things of their energy, which is hot energy. The magical torches, if you are wondering, give you warp. And I'm going to get specifically some hot energy, because if you look here, in the bottom right of this menu, we'll see that Chain Lightning is a hot spell. Now if I use this, we get 3 more charges of Chain Lightning. Which is a very useful spell for us. So we're still missing our arm. Definitely need to solve that issue. But we're working on it. We're working on it. Getting there, if you will. That is a more beginner-friendly tip. If you melt goo, it'll restore some of your life when you eat it. Surely we've seen all the words, I just forgot them all.
Worthless.
Get over here.
Okay.
Worthless.
Come on over, pal. Ooh! Knocking over the brazier. Very dangerous, man. This is the device. We need this to open up the bloody excellent breastplate. Well, ours is our winter, so it's fine. We need this to open up the door to the grumble tank. I'm gonna get me here.
Mine, oh mine.
I actually haven't done a whole lot of bone meals, but I'm doing a generous amount, enough that I can be pretty comfortable and also, you know, actually still have some HP left over, because if I go a little too ham, which I normally do, I end up just dying, so. Unfortunately, that guy didn't have a prosthetic claw, so we couldn't take that off of him. We'll just shock the water really quickly here with Chain Lightning. Healing either all or most of the fish. Okay, Boots of Gossamer. Sorry, not boots. Shoes in this case. Okay, you can stop, please. Thank you. Chainmail of Heat. I really don't like platforms and Shoes of Gossamer. It makes it really hard to go through. Corrosive Sledgehammer Learning. I am fine with not dealing with going back through the water, taking any more damage, because I have teleport. Wings. Right, what else do we need? Oh my, that is a lot. We're gonna actually equip a spell that we just learned. I deal with all this? Okay, so thank the lords, that wasn't as hard as it could have been. So it was King's Sword, rouses I think, but it doesn't matter. I am going to the Rebel tank after all. That is a spell shop, so that would be useful. If I were a different person, or, you know, just a better player, I would probably have gone to that. So the tank takes a bonus damage from lightning, but when you hit it with lightning, and it does its ball and chain attack, it will also spew out lightning like that. Sorry I'm not talking very much all of a sudden. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't lose right away here. I'm gonna switch over to these spells. We still have some more spell charges of them. Actually, I would really want to show off Overload Magic Blast now. It's very cool. It's a very cool spell. Just maneuvering around these, and we're gonna... Oh, I missed. Grab our Overload Star back. You get those from killing the guy that hangs out on top of the... Oof! On top of the Crumble tank. So that's the tank defeated. We got pretty lucky there with some of it. I'm gonna grab all of this. There are still gonna be some guards at the end, probably, but they don't really pose a huge threat because they will be set at 2 life. For sure. I'm gonna take calculations here.
Give me power.
And we're gonna take Flame Wave. So, this is a combo spell, and as well as that, we have Haste and Lightning. I like Magic Blast Flame Wave a lot. I think it's really good. It's really fun to do a lot of unique stuff with it. But Haste Lightning works really well for the tank, and it's just also really good. So we will move into the Anticropolis in a second here. Alright, let's go. Let's actually give ourselves a little bit more health. Surely we can find a prosthetic arm in here. That's very fortunate. We have an Overload Star right here. This is where the Fire Blessing really does come in to save our butts. It's very helpful for being in here. This dead burrow boy is now going to become a meal for me. A snack, if you will. And I'm going to get rid of hungry now. Did I do that right? I think I didn't do that right. No, okay. We're good. Yeah, it wasn't unintentional to telefrag him like that, but it is still useful and good to eat Burrow Boy. Not as much in our case, but that's okay. Not everything needs to be optimal. Sometimes you just gotta play for fun. Ooh. The wisps are very threatening, especially when they're hasted. They become machine guns. So each one of those pellets does 1 damage from them, and they can do 3 damage. And it's quite a lot, especially when you're just facing a lot of them at once, which isn't uncommon. We do have a few ways to, well, not if I do it like that. We do have a few ways to try to outplay the wisps, as well as they're partially hostile to other enemies, so that is a big help. Okay, that has become a contact explosive because it was frozen before it died, and I want to explode, so oh man, that is a problem. Wow, that guy got destroyed. I'm gonna follow suit and not get destroyed. Holy cow. Oh my goodness, I saved him. He can live that out. We'll just help him. Well, sure Hood's not gonna do me much better than this is currently. In case you were wondering what this contraption is, it requires 3 of those mana batteries. These ones right here. Full, you put 3 of them in here, and then it opens up a shortcut that appears on floor 3 all the time. That's about all the information you'd need. So I'm just looking for the orb here. It's a little bit harder to get to most of the time in the Anticropolis, but for us it shouldn't be too bad at all, I would imagine. I'm gonna get well-wished here.
Mine, oh mine.
It's just gonna keep our spell charges up. Even if we don't get lucky, we will probably be descending. Oh my goodness, that is a gas trap. Oh, that is very frustrating. Ah, this is a predicament. Oh, I'll just use teleport. Okay. Now we're probably gonna vital boost before we leave the area here. Okay, let's see. That's what a Flame Wave Magic Blast multicast does. It is incredibly potent. Ooh, we're very lucky. Unfortunate that I already started a white meal. I would not like to die to a crab, first of all. Second of all, I would not mind an eel meal or a crab meal. Both are some of the best meals in the game. They each supply you with some incredible things, and I like them both quite a lot. I would say especially the eel meal for us, because we missed out on a bunch of our well, not missed out on, chose to use in a different way our max HP. Please be in a squabble with each other and not with myself. Thank you. Oh my. That is very unfortunate.
Mine, oh, mine.
I see you.
Okay. Okay, please let me escape. Going to switch to this here. Oh, goodness. Oops. That was unintentional.
Worthless.
Oh my goodness, that was a massacre. This is an absolutely brutal place. This time we are gonna telefrag this guy intentionally. Excuse me? Well, that's the run, I guess. That's fair enough. I thought I had enough HP to survive that telefragging. Unfortunate. But thank you so much for watching this Catacombs Kids playthrough today, everybody. Unfortunately, we didn't make it to the twins. I probably could have just not done that. Probably would have been fine. I also forgot that would have regenerated my arm had I used that earlier. So, we all make mistakes. It is what it is. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And I recommend you check out the description for today, because it's going to have a bunch of cool people in it, and they all deserve at least a little bit of attention. And if you could drop a sub or a follow on my Twitch stream, which will also be in the description, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have a great evening. Goodbye.